Hi, friends, and welcome to an extra sweet episode of Doodle the Travel Bug. Texas has its wildflowers, Japan its cherry blossoms, and tulips in Holland. Well, if you're from Northeast Ohio, you look forward to maple sugaring weekends. First 2 weekends in March, when Northeast Ohio begins its big thaw. That's when it's maple syrup time. Many parks, farms, and hobbyists give people a chance to come and learn the process of turning sap into maple syrup and to sample their product. We visit as many maple syrup producers as we can possibly fit into 2 weekends. But today, we're giving you our top 5 favorite maple sugaring events in Northeast Ohio.
Number 5.
Our first stop is Mon Paws Cabin, located in Parkman, Ohio. Mon Paws is number 5 only because the weather was not quite right yet, so no sugaring tour. Guests usually go by horse and wagon to gather the sap, but because of all the snow, we got to go for a sleigh ride instead. You ready to go on a sleigh ride?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Mon Paws does sled rides on the weekends, and they do it every weekend as long as there's snow. So, obviously you need the snow to make the sled go. When our sleigh ride was over, we still got to go inside the retail shop and sample all their maple syrup products and have some warm pancakes by the fire.
Number 4.
4 on our list is Swine Creek Reservation, located in Middlefield, Ohio. Geauga Park District's Sap's Horizon event is all about helping people see the history and traditions of maple syrup and how it's a part of Geauga County's heritage. Volunteers explain how Native Americans discovered the boiling down of sap. We got to taste sap straight from the tree with its 1% sugar content. It pretty much just tastes like water. Guests learned the different ways sap was tapped and collected and boiled down, all leading to the modern Swine Creek Lodge, where they are making maple syrup and giving out samples of their final product. Cheers!
Shots, Geauga County style.
Number 6.
Next is Seldom Seen Farm in Montville Township. During maple sugaring weekends, we hit a lot of small sugaring houses, but this first-generation farming family got the number 3 spot because their products were most unique, and in our opinion, they crafted the most delicious syrup, a bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup, perfect for all breakfast foods and an incredible glaze for meats. What do you guys do with the barrels? Where do you get them, and then what do you do with them?
So when we purchase the barrels from mostly New Riff Distillery in Newport, Kentucky, a few others in Kentucky, Luca Mariano, and there's a couple in the Carolinas. We fill them with maple syrup and make a bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. We age it between 6 and 12 months. It really pulls the flavors out of the barrel and makes a great maple syrup.
Do you give the barrels back then once you're done, or what do you do with your empty barrels?
Yeah, so when we're done with the barrels, after we dump them, we either send them back to some distilleries, they make a maple finished bourbon, or we sell them to breweries and they make a maple bourbon imperial style with them.
Super! What a cool exchange program.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This is my go-to gift for any dinner party we attend, so we make sure to stock up.
Number 2.
Next, we go to beautiful Huntsburg, Ohio, to Sugar Bush Creek Farm, a 45-acre maple syrup farm with over 2,200 maple trees. The tour starts with a tractor ride through the property and down to the pump house. There's a quick history of maple sugaring, but this made our list because of how thorough the tour is of modern-day maple sugaring. They talk about their tapping and tubing system, their care and health for their trees, and the new technology they use. The owner can monitor the whole operation from an app on his smartphone. It takes about 40 to 50 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup, so their sap passes through a reverse osmosis machine that takes out most of the water to save on fuel and boiling time. And like every great tour, guests get a sample of their final product.
That one day makes all the difference.
Is it good?
It is. It is.
Yum. Before we get to our number one spot, here's some honorable mentions. Hershey Montessori is a school for kids 12 to 18. On the school campus, there's a working farm, bio shelter, and tapped trees with a sugaring house, all run by the students. We also went to an event at the Westwood Nature Center for maple sugar art. Local artists upcycle vintage steel sap buckets, and guests can purchase this unique art. There's also charming Chardon Square's Sugar House. They make and sell maple stirs every Sunday in March, a tradition since 1926. Stirs are a thick maple syrup heated and then stirred by the customer until cool and thickened to a fudge-like consistency. And before leaving, make sure to stop at Richard's Maple, open for 100 years, and it has the world's largest variety of maple products.
Number 1.
Our number one spot had to go to the park that teaches farm life, Lake Metro Parks Farm Park in beautiful Kirtland, Ohio. This made number one because of 2 maple sugaring events. In the daytime, this place is packed with families learning about maple sugaring and how sap is turned into candies, and also to pet all the new baby spring animals. But at night, we ditched the kids and went to a maple sugaring and wine pairing dinner for adults. We took horses back to the sugar house for maple bacon flatbread hors d'oeuvres with our first wine from a local vineyard. We mingled and drank and learned more about maple sugaring. We then hopped on a tractor that took us up to the Farm Park Plant House, where we were served a multi-course maple sugar-inspired menu with wines that complemented each course. It's okay now.
So some genius back in the kitchen there decided to take cheesecake and put maple syrup on it because it was apparently my birthday or something. I'm excited. That's my happy place.
For more unique travel shows, like and subscribe to see where Doodlebug goes next.